From Bears Last Stand to Saban's empire, we built the league, broke the mold, and rewrote the code. Crimson Tide, unstoppable, undeniable, untouchable. 7-9 champs, goal line stand. Barry Cross made Penn State fold their hand. Chile ran, Ogilvie danced. Sugar Bowl glory, banner advance. Ray Perkins brought Bennett's wrath. 3-time All-American cleared the path. Bill Curry's crew, Siren Stacy's fire. Deep steep crown, Crimson never tired. Gene Stallings, 9-2 reign. Teague stripped Miami, left them in pain. Jay Barker Lassick, Odin Tide. Langham locked down, Thorpe took flight. We're nothing but a winner. The best to ever do it. Crimson Tide rolls deep. No one can outdo it. Built for the lights, bred for the fight. We don't chase greatness, we define it right. Saban touchdown, turned fire to flame. 6 rings later, they chant his name. And Graham ran wild, first Heisman won. 2009 Texas came undone.
Welcome to Tight Sports. Welcome to Tight Sports, folks. We are 3 days away from storming into Norman. That's right, Norman, Oklahoma is where the Tide is going to do their thing. There are a lot of press conferences going on today. You can check those out. I got bigger fish to fry. I have been just, like most Tide fans, I've been worried about our running game. What has happened to our running game? We've gone from being a road grading team to a red alert. Please, can you help me? My car is stuck on the side of the road. It used to be about a standard, and not just a standard, but just the shock of everything. And I just took a look at all the information out there and tried to pull some things together. And I came to find that we've been dealing with this for quite some time. This ain't Alabama football as we know it. For a decade, the run game has been the drum beat. In 2025, it has been pretty much a flat line. The SEC championship ending with minus 3 yards rushing. It wasn't just a bad night. It was a red flare shot into the sky by the whole team. We are a fan base that we were raised on dominance from every now and again. You know what I'm saying? You go in and go out. But dominance is not, that's not what this is, man. So we want to break it down and look at it head on. If you look at kind of like 2015, I could go back 2009, 2015, but running the ball meant running the show. It still does in football. The pros and everybody, all of them. Belichick, he ran the ball. Yeah, Tom Brady. But they ran that running backs. Kevin Falk, if you know who that is. Several backs, especially Derrick Henry, they always set a tone. Downhill, disrespectful, demoralizing. Defenses just knew it was coming. They couldn't stop it. At least for about 3, 4, 5 yards. That's all you need. The offensive line, they played like a synchronized demolition crew. Usually, you don't have those big bowling balls just flying in the buildings all together, but that's what they look like. Whether it was combo blocks, second level, climbs, hat on hat, violence. They were good at it. Period. As Colonel Trotman would say about Rambo. Anyway, even when the offensive line evolved into the offense evolved into a spread attack, the running game stayed efficient, played physical, and it was timely. Running backs hit the holes with confidence because holes existed. They were created early, they widened late, and Alabama dictated turns. They got in the second level, this took off. Clock control, body blows, and fourth quarter willpower. Y'all remember holding the fourth quarter program. Thank you, Coach Cochran. Then there was a transition right around 2021, 2023, still under the GOAT. With the edge of the team, the run game just got a little dull. Production started slipping from historic numbers to being not just being like dominant, to being just strong. You got a strong running game. The running game shared the spotlight with elite passing. Offensive line began to turnover began to show. I guess that's when the portal kind of picked up. If you remember, not last spring, it was this the spring before Saban retired, we lost 2 starting linemen and a possible starting lineman in the spring portal. So the talent was there, cohesion wasn't always there. Runs became more situational than foundational. Big plays replaced grinding drives. Still, Alabama could line up and win a short yardage game when it mattered. It could get a yard or two when it mattered. However, the fear factor wasn't there. You know what I mean? We had great backs, some going on. You know, I think that was probably after Jacobs, great backs. But that fear factor is going away. It didn't matter how it didn't have to have Derrick Henry back there. You know, Mark Ingram was not necessarily a scary back. He was effective back. But what was scary was all that meat in front of him. Pause. So in 2024, the cracks got even louder in the running game. Efficiency slipped, explosive runs became rare by running backs. You know, a certain person named Milroe, who some of you hated, he ain't had no problem. Consistency vanished though. The interior push faltered. Too many runs met defenders with defenders in the backfield. The red zone rushing stopped being automatic. You know, third and short turned into white knuckle moments. Like, you know, like, can we get this 3rd and 1.5? Yeah, most of the time we did. And everybody noticed. Defenses, they smelled it. You know, what's the name? Michigan. The Michigan game. Yeah, Michigan playoff game, semifinals. The margin for error just shrank for us. And if not for the God-given talents and hard work with Jalen Milroe, the offense wasn't going nowhere fast. That's what people don't understand. That was all we got. But in 2025, the check engine light has switched to just the engine don't even start. Just that's all we got. Through the season, rushing totals lag behind what Alabama's own historical floor. But it's no longer elite. You know, we're not even amongst the top. I guess to be elite, you got to be in the top 25, right? Well, we're not there. We're in the bottom 25% when it comes to rushing yards. Yards before contact used to be scarce. You know, now we're getting contacted in the backfield. You know what I'm saying? Like, yards before contact used to be like, you know, oh, we get 2.5 yards, then somebody puts a hand on us, then we probably fall, stumble, or maybe get 4 yards. So yards before contact it's like, you know, they're getting hit in the backfield a lot. Defensively played lighter boxes against us, and they still win at the point of attack. Everybody don't have Quentin Williams and the Georgia guys that's up there with the Philadelphia Eagles. Everybody's defensive line looks awesome against us right now because they can play 6 in the box and don't have to worry about us running. That's crazy and scary at the same time heading to this game. The SEC championship result, you know, net 3 yards, just became a symptom of a prolonged problem, and you know, not just some one-off disaster. Now that was a disaster, but that was just okay. You know, your stomach been hurting. Sometimes your back been hurting. You don't want to eat no more. Then next thing you know, it's 11:30 and you sitting on the toilet for like hours. You know what's going down. So with that history, I sought out some articles on what experts' answers are for these 4 critical questions. Number 1, let me do this. Because I'm silly. Silly is ugh. So where's my thing at? Give me a minute. So number 1, why is the running game bad? So what the experts are saying, the offensive line chemistry. There's too much rotation, not enough continuity. Run blocking demands trust and timing. And I thought they did that early for, you know, depth. That's cool. Running up right up to the Georgia game. You got to have it figured out. You know, 5 and 2 possibles. No. These guys have been playing like, you know, 8 or 9 pretty much every game. Now, to what degree, I don't know if somebody's playing 10 plays or whatever. All I know is we got a freshman starting at right tackle. Not saying he's not effective, but his hurt right now. Apparently, these auditions have left us with the wrong cast of characters. Scheme predictability. Too many runs look like pre-call instead of reactive to the defense. And thank God the wide receivers are super fast, or the Tide's rushing numbers would be worse than they are today. You know, think if you had, you know, more of a, we had an Isaiah Horton who's great down the field, but you didn't have a Jeremy Bernard, you didn't have a Ryan Williams, you didn't have a Lacio Brooks. They were just, you know, a little bit above average, maybe bigger possession receivers. Some of them guys will get cut down in the backfield. I'm not saying Isaiah is slow. I think he's probably the slowest of the 4 I just named, because those guys are just blazing fast. Pad level and leverage. Alabama used to win low. In 2025, this year, too many blockers are just popping up early and still trying to push people around instead of staying low. They have all these contraptions at the practice field. I guess they spend too much time, you know, working on the iPad and examining it on the Promethean board. Go look that up. Instead of just getting out there and putting in all the work necessary to get, you know, to be elite, to stay low, that hip flex in, whatever they call it, the bend at the waist, all that stuff. And in the backfield, indecision, hesitation. Hesitation kills zone runs. Hesitation was visible. I mean, I saw several times that the backs, they sometimes get the ball and they appear to be waiting for a ticket for admission to get into the hole. Well, when if you got zone blocking scheme going on, no, you gotta see them creases like you Luke Skywalker flying into the Death Star in that little thing, and you just gotta hit it. You gotta hit it and you gotta execute. Nobody got time for you to be waiting around. And then there's defensive evolution as well. SEC fronts, on average to me, they are better than most fronts everywhere. Go to Mississippi State. They're going to give you a full day's work. They're going to get that work at Mississippi State. Florida got some guys that are free to foot. All these defensive fronts are faster, they're smarter, and attacking gaps before they open. Others are seeing this. Then my thing is, why is the offensive line coach, you know, not seeing it as well? Why are they able to jump into our gaps, our holes? May have something to do with the predictability and the hesitation and the lack of execution. But that leads me to my second question. Timpani roll, please. Is there a coaching issue? I mean, the short answer is partially yes, and that's not an insult. It's accountability for people that's getting paid to do this stuff, who chose to do this. Nobody begging you to stay there. The run game success lives at the intersection of teaching, repetition, and adjustment. Sounds like things that players are not able to do themselves and may not have the ability to do. They need somebody overseeing them to teach them these things. Too many games showed the same problem without a timely fix. Over and over, we saw the same breakdowns and failures. Play sequencing often failed to help the run. Not enough constraint, not enough punishment for over pursuit. If you watched me when we were watching that, I think it was the only one that was the Auburn game. Auburn was kicking our butt because you could tell which side of the game, the field we were running to, based on setup, based on the wide receiver who just went this way, he came back this way, now he's on the left side of the quarterback. Jet sweep, maybe. We never do a toss sweep to that side with the wide receiver. He always comes right back in front of the quarterback because we may do a play action pass. Auburn was like, screw that, we slanting. When we finally ran a counter in that game, I think Jam had one of his biggest runs. Was it Jam? I think it was Jam had one of his biggest runs before he injured himself. In boxing, We know that body blows build up, and the Crimson Tide has been throwing wild swings at the chins of our opponents all season. Coaching isn't just calling plays, it's about building an identity. The identity of this team has wavered. It's wavered from the fact that the run game is at the heart and soul of everything we do. Run the ball and stop the run. They work hand in hand, and right now we're not doing that. Now concerning the CFP. And my third question. What needs to be done to fix this? You know what I'm saying? What needs to be done? I got a couple steps that hopefully our coaches have gone over the last 10, 12 days to fix this thing. Step one, rebuild the run identity. I don't think it takes a whole year to get there. Either you're going to get there or you're not. Either you're going there or you're not. Because to be honest, our people are so athletic. If they get 20% better, they still are blowing people out of the water. I'm just going to be honest with you. If they fully execute, they're unstoppable. But we have to decide who Alabama wants to be on the ground and commit to it weekly for the next month and beyond. Number two, simplify this blocking scheme, man. Forget all the concepts. Forget all, I got to put my big boys out there and they're going to help Isaiah Horton. Man, forget that. Master execution. You know, just like you used to tell I used to play a video game with soccer. When I got on that field, talking that Xbox crap to some 8, 9, 10 years old, like, I need you guys to flex. I want you to flex and flash. No. Run, pass, shoot. That's it. No trick plays. Oh, yeah. And no trick plays with an offensive lineman. You're just making them tired. No trick plays with an offensive lineman unless we are up by 50. Don't plan on being up by 50. Oh, well, stop practicing trick plays with active playing starting offensive lineman. The other people, number 9, 10 guy who used to be a running back when he was in junior high, that's your guy. Step 3, settle on offensive line. Man, pick the best 5 people, man, and let them grow some roots together. You know what I'm saying? Let the center stand up and be like, "Caden, you farted?" Like that. That kind of cohesion is needed. I mean, we've been at it for a while with these musical chairs. Outside of injury, just choose well and go. Coach them up. Won't care. You like him because he got better grades, like he graded better, whatever. We going in the playoffs, we kind of need to get like the basketball teams. I used to wonder, like, some basketball teams that go out there and like, man, they playing like Now I start listening to NBA teams in particular. They say, oh yeah, coaches have their rotation going to the playoffs. They go from playing like 10, 11 players during the regular season, then they're going down to like 8 for the playoffs. And I was like, why? Because they're auditioning their players for like 82 games. They want to know who they can trust. They got offense. They got a philosophy they want to execute. This is the same thing. We used to audition for 12 games, 13 actually games. Pick 5 and go. Don't be changing unless you got injuries. Step 4, marry that run with the pass. Play action pass is used to punish defenses early. We hit them with 5 runs and get 2 first downs. I'm like, dang. And then you hit them. But not after the run fails. Play action pass is nothing. We on a pass or run situation. That's our choice. We're going to pass it or we're going to run it. We've been doing a lot of passing, putting a lot of weight on Ty's shoulder because those passing concepts and stuff he has to learn, and whether he's going to check into this pass or that pass, and defense changes, and he's trying to check into the play that's going to give him the best opportunity versus what he see. Yeah, that's a lot, but you're asking the man to do it 35, 40 times a game. Football shouldn't be that difficult. Defenses are expecting the pass because the run has been weak and pathetic. Step 5, we got to demand physicality. Practice like running the ball is non-negotiable, not optional. Let every recruit, transfer, lineman, person who want to sign their next NIL deal next year, if you're coming back, let them know that they will be expected to inflict pain. P-A-I-N, pain. Inflict pain, and that it would be a pleasure for them to do just that. Bottom line, that's the job. That is the job. And I ain't talking about just the line. I'm talking about running backs too. You come to University of Alabama at 185 and stay at 185 if you freaking want to. You better get to 205 and get to delivering some blows. Y'all better call Mark Ingram. Now recruit and develop road graders, man. Stars matter, but that mean streak matters more. I had a friend of mine tell me, he said, man, I've been in the NFL. If I had gone to the Hula Bowl, when I went into the room, he said, I should have slapped the first person I saw with a clipboard. Because when he got to the Hula Bowl, he found out that was the attitude of everybody that got drafted. He went in there with manners. He went in there with manners raised by two loving parents, and it showed. And he thought he just was, although he played a lot of college football, when he got to that level, it was some nasty individuals in that room, and he wasn't one of them. He always thought if he was a nastier person, he would play in the NFL for 6 or 7 years. And I have to agree. He's a very nice guy. Then question number 4. This is the big one. This is the big one. Can this be fixed following the SEC disaster? Huh? Well, we took Belt all night long. Belt was applied to ass. And it didn't feel good. We took it. But can this be fixed? Some issues can be corrected quickly. Scheme, tweaks, personnel adjustments, mindset shifts. I don't know why Jaden Robbins is not playing. He seems like he's the meanest person on the team, but he's not playing. That's the personal call. I'm not there. I don't see him every day. Other things take time, like cohesion, which I think we'll have, confidence, and trust. They don't appear overnight. And since a lot of these guys haven't been playing together, I think they've been more consistent over the last couple of games, but still too many people playing. You know, some of this stuff won't happen overnight. But that's good to know because we got 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks to figure all this stuff out. We don't have overnight. We had 2 weeks. We 3 days out. We should have this figured out. So it's really good to know. The off season becomes the proving ground where, becomes that proving ground with spring reps, summer strength, fall accountability. -3 yards does not account for much. But the blueprint exists. Alabama wrote it themselves for a decade, over a decade. Pull it out, man. Fix this. Fix is possible. Find the things you can do going into Saturday and do it. The fix is possible, but only if the program chooses discomfort over denial. That's the big thing that I'm looking at. So here's my final whistle. Alabama's run game didn't just decline in 2025. It's lost its intimidation factor a while back. And that's unacceptable in Tuscaloosa, period. The standard isn't some nostalgia. It's expectation. It is also a commitment to pride and excellence from way back a long time ago. So with the quickest, fix the trenches, fix the attitude, and fix the identity of this team. Thank you. Because Alabama football at its core still runs, Alabama football at its core, it still runs through the heart of the ground game. And the Crimson Tide doesn't always stay down. We make suckers lay down. We make them quit, period. That's what we do. And that's all I got today, folks. I'll get back at you with day 2. I look forward to doing these for hopefully our next playoff game, but we're going to worry about the one on Friday first. And remember to like and subscribe subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with others, let them know what we're talking about over here. If you have any comments, please add your comments below. I will respond as usual. And like I said, you know, I appreciate you guys watching, but as always, in closing, always remember, roll, tide, roll.